What should have been a perfect ending to one of Jay-Z's biggest concert events in years turned into a night of confusion, frustration, and unexpected drama. Thousands of fans arrived at Yankee Stadium expecting an unforgettable finale to the rap legend's three-night residency. Instead, they found themselves standing outside locked gates, wondering if the show would even happen. Hours passed with little certainty. Rumors spread through the crowd, and excitement quickly turned into anxiety. The concert was originally scheduled to begin at 8 p.m., but as the evening unfolded, reports emerged that a security breach had forced stadium officials to halt entry. Videos circulating online appear to show large groups of people rushing through security checkpoints, creating a situation that organizers and law enforcement reportedly had to bring under control before anyone else could enter. Suddenly, what was meant to be a celebration of Jay-Z's legendary career became one of the biggest live entertainment stories of the weekend. The uncertainty affected everyone. Fans who had traveled hundreds of miles feared they might miss the show entirely. Even celebrities reportedly found themselves stuck outside the venue, unable to get past the locked gates. For a while, no one seemed to know whether the concert would move forward or be canceled altogether. The atmosphere outside Yankee Stadium shifted from excitement to disbelief as thousands waited for answers. Then, after hours of delays, Jay-Z finally walked onto the stage with a heartfelt apology and an explanation that few people expected. According to rap icon, the decision to delay the show had nothing to do with performance itself. It was about protecting the safety of everyone inside and outside the stadium. But by then, the chaotic night had already made headlines around the world. So what really happened behind the scenes? And how did one of the year's biggest concerts spiral into complete chaos before it even began? But long before Jay-Z ever picked up a microphone that night, it had already become clear that something wasn't going according to plan. Fans have been arriving at Yankee Stadium throughout the evening, expecting the final show of his three-night residency to begin on schedule. The atmosphere outside the venue was filled with excitement as thousands of people lined up, eager to celebrate two major milestones in the rapper's career. 30 years since Reasonable Doubt and 25 years since The Blueprint. No one imagined that the biggest story of the night would happen before the first song was even performed. The concert was scheduled to begin at 8 p.m., but as the start time came and went, confusion began spreading through the crowd. Instead of moving steadily through security checkpoints, fans suddenly found themselves standing in long, motionless lines outside the stadium. Before long, entry was halted altogether. Reports indicated that officials had temporarily closed the gates after a security incident, leaving thousands of ticket holders wondering what was happening inside. As the minutes stretched into hours, uncertainty took over. Some concert-goers searched social media for updates, while others exchanged rumors with strangers in line. Videos and eyewitness accounts quickly began circulating online, each offering different explanations for the unexpected delay. Some people believed technical issues were to blame, while others claimed there had been problems at several entrance gates. With no immediate answers, frustration continued to grow among fans who had spent months looking forward to the event. Adding to the tension was the lack of clarity about whether the concert would even happen. As the crowd waited outside, many feared the worst. Some had traveled from other states, booked hotels, and planned entire weekends around seeing Jay-Z perform live. The longer the silence continued, the more anxious the atmosphere became. Inside the stadium, those who had already entered also found themselves waiting without knowing when or if the show would begin. What was supposed to be a triumphant finale had suddenly turned into a logistical nightmare. Yet despite the growing frustration, organizers reportedly kept one priority above everything else: making sure the situation remained under control before allowing thousands more people inside. At the time, few fans knew exactly what had caused the disruption. Then eyewitness videos and first-hand accounts began appearing online, revealing the incident that reportedly forced officials to stop entry altogether. And according to those reports, it all started when groups of fans rushed the stadium gates. But as more details began to emerge, it became clear why the evening had taken such an unexpected turn. According to multiple reports and videos shared by concertgoers, the delays were triggered after groups of fans reportedly rushed through security checkpoints, creating a situation that stadium officials and law enforcement could no longer ignore. What had started as a routine entry process quickly turned into a major security concern. Videos posted on TikTok and other social media platforms appear to show large crowds pushing past turnstiles and entering the stadium without completing the normal security screening process. In the footage, staff members wearing light blue polo shirts could be seen attempting to slow the crowd and restore order. But the sudden surge of people reportedly overwhelmed the entry points. Within moments, the atmosphere outside Yankee Stadium changed completely as security teams worked to contain the situation. One fan, Rosalind Glover, who had traveled from Atlanta specifically for the concert, described confusion in interviews with local media. She explained that after arriving shortly after 8 p.m., she initially headed to Gate 2, only to witness people rushing through the entrance. According to her account, officials then closed that gate, forcing fans to move elsewhere. But when many people made their way to another entrance, she said a similar situation unfolded again. Even guests with access to premium seating reportedly found themselves unable to enter while security procedures were being reassessed. As reports of security breach spread, officials made the difficult decision to temporarily lock down the stadium. For more than 2 hours, entry remained suspended while law enforcement and stadium personnel worked to ensure the area was secure before allowing additional fans inside. Although the extended delay frustrated thousands of ticket holders, organizers reportedly viewed the temporary shutdown as the safest option under the circumstances. Their priority was preventing overcrowding and reducing the risk of anyone being injured during confusion. The incident also highlighted just how quickly excitement can become dangerous when massive crowds are involved. A concert featuring one of the biggest names in hip-hop naturally attracted tens of thousands of fans, and once reports of people bypassing security began circulating, officials had little choice but to pause everything until they believed the situation was under control. It was an extraordinary development for what was supposed to be a celebratory final night. Perhaps the most surprising part of the chaos, however, was that ordinary fans weren't the only ones left stranded outside. As the gates remained closed, even several well-known celebrities reportedly found themselves unable to enter the stadium, and their unexpected wait only added another layer to an already unbelievable night. But the locked gates weren't just frustrating for thousands of fans. They reportedly left some of the biggest names in entertainment standing outside as well. As the delays stretched into the night, it became clear that the security shutdown wasn't making exceptions. Whether someone had a general admission ticket, a luxury suite, or celebrity status, everyone was being affected by the same unexpected situation. According to reports, media personality Charlamagne the God was among the well-known guests who couldn't get inside Yankee Stadium as the security lockdown continued. Rap star A$AP Rocky was also reportedly delayed outside the venue, along with fellow hip-hop artist Fabulous. Their presence only highlighted how widespread the disruption had become. If celebrities with VIP access couldn't make it through the gates, fans realized just how serious the situation must have been. Meanwhile, thousands of concertgoers continued waiting outside with little information about what would happen next. Some had traveled across the country specifically to see Jay-Z's final performance of the residency. One attendee, Rosalind Glover, who flew in from Atlanta, described moving from one entrance to another after hearing that different gates might reopen. According to her account, every attempt ended the same way: closed entrances, long lines, and more waiting. Even guests with access to suite-level seating reportedly found themselves unable to enter while security procedures remained in place. As the hours passed, uncertainty quickly turned into frustration. Social media filled with videos of fans sitting on sidewalks, checking their phones for updates, and wondering whether the concert will be canceled altogether. Inside the stadium, those who had already entered also faced long periods of waiting, with no clear announcement about when the show might begin. Every passing minute seemed to increase the tension. At one point, reports indicated that officials were still deciding whether it would even be safe to move forward with the event. Videos from inside the venue captured sections of crowd, reacting with loud boos after hearing that a final decision had not yet been made. For many people, it was the most anxious moment of the evening. After waiting for hours, no one knew if the performance they had paid to see would actually happen. Then, shortly after midnight, the uncertainty finally came to an end. The lights dimmed, the crowd erupted with relief, and Jay-Z walked onto the stage. But before launching into his first song, he did something many fans weren't expecting. He stopped to personally address the chaos and explain why everyone had been forced to wait for so long. But when Jay-Z finally stepped onto the stage just after midnight, he didn't pretend the delays had never happened. Before launching into the music, the hip-hop icon took a moment to address the crowd directly, acknowledging the frustration that had built up over the previous several hours. Rather than ignoring the situation, he offered a heartfelt apology and explained why the difficult decision had been made to delay the show. According to reports, Jay-Z began by saying, "Let me explain the delay to you guys." The stadium, which had been buzzing with anticipation and uncertainty all evening, fell silent as fans listened. He explained that there were still thousands of people gathered outside the venue after the security incident, and organizers had made the decision to temporarily close the entrances to protect everyone involved. Jay-Z told the audience that approximately 10,000 people remained outside the stadium when the gates were shut. He explained that after someone reportedly rushed one of the entrances, officials decided they couldn't safely continue allowing people inside until the situation was fully under control. Starting the concert while thousands of fans were still outside, he suggested, could have created an even more dangerous situation. His priority, he said, was making sure no one got hurt. He then offered a sincere apology to everyone who had waited through the uncertainty. Reports quoted him telling the crowd that he was truly sorry for the inconvenience and thanking fans for their patience. He emphasized that delaying the performance wasn't an easy choice, but he believed it was the right one if it meant protecting both the people already inside Yankee Stadium and those still waiting outside. The explanation helped many attendees understand that the delay had been driven by safety concerns rather than technical problems or scheduling issues. The audience responded with loud cheers as Jay-Z transitioned from his apology into performance fans had been waiting all night to see. After hours of standing in lines, checking social media for updates, and wondering whether the concert would even happen, hearing the first notes echo through Yankee Stadium brought an enormous sense of relief. The frustration that had dominated the evening slowly gave way to excitement as the show finally got underway. And once the music started, Jay-Z seemed determined to make the long wait worthwhile. What followed transformed a chaotic evening into an unforgettable celebration, complete with surprise appearances, emotional moments, and a spectacular finale that reminded everyone why the legendary rapper remains one of the biggest performers in the world. But once the music finally started, the mood inside Yankee Stadium changed almost instantly. The hours of uncertainty, the lock gates, and frustration that filled the evening slowly faded into background as Jay-Z reminded everyone why he remains one of the most celebrated performers in hip-hop history. Instead of allowing the chaotic beginning to define the night, he turned the final concert of his 3-night residency into a celebration that many fans would never forget. From the moment he launched into his set, the energy inside the stadium surged. Fans who had waited for hours erupted with cheers, singing along to classic hits that had defined Jay-Z's career for decades. What had felt like a disappointing evening only moments earlier suddenly transformed into a massive celebration of one of rap's most influential artists. The audience's patience was finally being rewarded. Then came the night's biggest surprise. In a moment that no one had expected, R&B superstar Usher appeared on stage to join Jay-Z for a performance of Heart of the City, Ain't No Love. The unexpected collaboration sent the crowd into a frenzy, with thousands of fans pulling out their phones to capture the unforgettable moment. Surprise guest appearances have become a signature part of Jay-Z's Yankee Stadium residency, but this one felt especially meaningful after everything the audience had endured to get there. The performance carried even greater significance because the residency itself was designed to celebrate 2 major milestones in Jay-Z's legendary career. 30 years since the release of Reasonable Doubt and 25 years since The Blueprint. Throughout the 3-night run, he reflected on the music that helped shape modern hip-hop while bringing together friends, collaborators, and fans from across generations. The final show became more than just another concert. It was a celebration of a career that has influenced music, culture, and business for decades. As the night drew to a close, Jay-Z delivered one final visual spectacle. A dazzling fireworks display lit up the sky above Yankee Stadium, culminating in the famous Basquiat crown, a symbol inspired by artist Jean-Michel Basquiat that has become closely associated with Jay-Z's artistic identity and Black cultural excellence. The breathtaking finale drew thunderous applause, providing a dramatic ending that many fans described as worth the long wait. By the time the last fireworks faded, much of the frustration that had dominated the evening had been replaced with excitement and relief. For many attendees, the night would always be remembered for two very different reasons: the chaos that delayed it and the unforgettable performance that ultimately brought everyone together. Still, despite the successful ending, the security breach raised important questions about how future shows will be managed and what it might mean for the next stops on Jay-Z's tour. But even after the fireworks faded and fans made their way home, one important question remained. What does this chaotic night mean for the rest of Jay-Z's tour? While the final Yankee Stadium concert ultimately ended on a high note, the hours-long delay and reported security breach became one of the biggest talking points of the entire residency. For organizers, venue operators, and fans alike, it served as a reminder that even the most carefully planned events can be disrupted in a matter of minutes. Despite the unexpected challenges, Jay-Z's three-night run at Yankee Stadium is still being viewed as a major milestone in his career. The residency celebrated the 30th anniversary of Reasonable Doubt and 25 years since the Blueprint, bringing together thousands of fans to honor two of the most influential albums in hip-hop history. Across the 3 evenings, audiences witnessed surprise appearances, emotional moments, and performances that showcase why Jay-Z continues to be regarded as one of the greatest artists of his generation. Now, attention turns to what's next. Jay-Z is scheduled to continue his tour with performances at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium in London, followed by a show at Stade de France in Paris, before later headlining SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California. Those concerts are expected to attract enormous crowds, just as they did in New York, because of what happened at Yankee Stadium. Many fans are wondering whether security procedures at future venues could become even stricter to prevent similar disruptions. Large-scale concerts always require extensive planning, and incidents involving crowd control often lead organizers to review their procedures. While there's been no indication that upcoming performances will be changed because of the New York incident, it's reasonable to expect that venue operators and event staff will pay especially close attention to entry management and crowd safety. Fans attending future shows may notice additional security measures or longer entry times if organizers decide extra precautions are necessary. For Jay-Z himself, however, the final image from Yankee Stadium may not be the delays or the lock gates. Instead, it may be the sight of tens of thousands of fans celebrating together after an evening that nearly unraveled before it began. By addressing the crowd personally, apologizing for the inconvenience, and delivering a memorable performance, he shifted the focus back to the music that brought everyone there in the first place. In the end, the final night of the residency became a story of two very different halves. It began with confusion, uncertainty, and frustration, but ended with unforgettable performances, surprise guests, and a spectacular celebration of one of hip-hop's most remarkable careers. And that's why, despite everything that went wrong, many fans still left believing they had witnessed a truly historic night. In the end, Jay-Z's final night at Yankee Stadium will likely be remembered for two completely different reasons. The evening began with confusion, lock gates, and hours of uncertainty as a reported security breach forced officials to put safety ahead of the show. Thousands of fans were left waiting. Celebrities found themselves unable to enter, and for a time, it wasn't even clear whether the concert would happen at all. What was meant to be a triumphant finale suddenly became one of the most talked about live entertainment stories of the year. But when Jay-Z finally took the stage, the narrative began to change. Instead of ignoring the frustration, he addressed the crowd directly, apologized for the delay, and explained that protecting fans had to come before the music. That decision resonated with many in attendance. While no one wanted to wait for hours, most understood that crowd safety was a priority, especially after reports that large groups had rushed the stadium entrances. His willingness to speak openly about the situation helped transform disappointment into appreciation. The rest of the night became a reminder of why Jay-Z remains one of music's most respected performers. From a set list packed with classic hits to Usher's surprise appearance and the breathtaking fireworks finale featuring the iconic Basquiat crown, the concert ultimately delivered the kind of unforgettable moments fans had traveled to see. By the time the final song ended, many attendees felt the experience had become something much bigger than a delayed performance. It had become part of Jay-Z's legendary live legacy. At the same time, The events at Yankee Stadium serve as a reminder of the enormous challenges that come with hosting concerts of this scale. As Jay-Z prepares for upcoming shows in London, Paris, and Los Angeles, fans and organizers alike will undoubtedly be hoping that the focus stays on the music rather than crowd control. If there is one lesson to take away from this night, it's that spectacular performances can only happen when everyone inside and outside the venue is safe. Now we'd love to hear your thoughts. Do you think the organizers made the right decision by delaying the concert until the situation was under control? And if you had been waiting outside for more than 4 hours, would you have stayed until show finally began? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this breakdown and want more of the biggest celebrity news, music stories, and Hollywood updates, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss the next breaking headline.